Yes, the return of FAT. We're joined by our senior Knicks correspondent, the commissioner of fandom. He's got a new special. It's called You've Changed. It debuts July 9th on Prime Video. And he's with us because the Knicks have gotten Mikal Bridgers and a 2026 second-rounder for Bojan Bogdanovic, an unprotected first in 2025, unprotected first in 2027, unprotected first in 29.
Hold on. Sam dropped. His Zoom froze and he dropped.
It was a really good intro, though.
Yeah,
we even said Bojan, right?
Is it Bojan?
Yeah.
It is Bojan.
It's not Bogdan.
No, it's not Bogdan.
Yeah, but it's a soft J.
Yeah.
Bojan. Bogdanovic.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
We should have just kept going. We should have just kept going.
We could keep
whether
going.
Sam,
I think we're doing that.
Sam may not be.
I would have been like, these are difficult names. Let's keep the intro, maybe pause, and then go.
An unprotected first-round pick in 2031, an unprotected pick swap in 2028, a top 4 protected 2025 first-round pick via the Bucks, and a second-round pick in 2025 for a zero-time All-Star.
Who cares about 28, 29, 2030? The Knicks are going for it right now.
Yeah.
Some rice just flew out of my mouth.
It doesn't matter. This is all going to get cut anyway.
Yeah.
This is just a dress rehearsal, you know?
It's
a practice run.
It's interesting. They've seen people make this observation. It is like they've built a super team of role players.
Huh?
Lucy has been eating an apple the entire time, so this is not something that would ever air, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I'm not chewing into the microphone.
Sam, that's a lot of picks. That's a lot of picks to give up for a zero-time All-Star.
I mean, the Knicks' last 4 picks have been R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Frank Ntilikina, whatever the hell his name is. I don't care what his name is, and Kevin Knox. Who cares about the picks? I mean, seriously.
All right, Sam, your thoughts as the commissioner of fandom and the senior Knicks correspondent here on WFAT.
I mean, how could you not be excited to get Mikal Bridgers? I mean, it's the final Infinity Stone. It's a big deal. I heard what you said about him never being an All-Star. You know who else never was an All-Star until this season? Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
These guys bring out the best in each other. You can't measure good vibes, but we felt that last year. It's only going to get better. Got to bring back OG. Really hope we find a way to still bring back Hartenstein, too. I think he's essential. But if we do, damn, we're deep. We're scary. To get Bridges out of Brooklyn is so nice. He looked more depressed every time we played each other than a guy in like an ISIS hostage tape. You know, the difference is I think people actually watch ISIS hostage tapes. No one watches the Brooklyn Nets. So glad he's here in New York City. Glad he's on the right side in the right borough. Let's go Knicks.
Okay, you say keep all those people, but this is a quote from Woj. The Knicks are still determined to keep OG in free agency, sources tell ESPN, but the ability to re-sign center Isaiah Hartenstein becomes more difficult now. The Knicks are loading up on wings to match up with the NBA champion Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, I think I hear that, and but you know, Woj also said that Dan Hurley was going to be the next coach of the LA Lakers. So Woj doesn't know everything. Let's slow down, Woj. Hardenstein, there's good vibes going there. I think like if it's the difference between $2 million a year, I think he could stay here. You know, we're really good with Hardenstein. I hope it works out.
Stephen A. just reported just moments ago here that KD and the Suns are looking to
He says that the
trade
Suns
KD.
are looking. Usually it would go the other way around, and maybe because Stephen A's got really good relationships in the Kevin Durant camp. But he went to First Take and he said the Suns want to trade Kevin Durant right now, and we're on the precipice of some big moves.
There's
right
a
now.
lot of stuff going on,
A lot of moves
Dan.
before the moves. Jeremy has been hard at work. We got something for you later, Dan.
Mike, you want him?
Stephen A. Smith also said that no Villanova players in that draft would have a good NBA career. And now the Knicks have 4 solid NBA players from Villanova. I don't care what Stephen A. says. And maybe he does have good relationships throughout the league, but New York is not a fan of Stephen A.
You just sabotaged our gas bag of the week sound here that we had all queued up to play you. So let's go ahead and do that now for Sam.
Gas bag of the week.
And now let's play that Stephen A. video that Sam is referencing, please, about him saying that none of the Villanova guys are going to be pros, and now all of them are on the Knicks.
Villanova doesn't have a real NBA prospect on their squad.
Skip Bayless in there.
Who was agreeing with that?
But pay him $90 million. He's worth it. I mean, it's amazing you can get this kind of money and be wrong all the time. He's really the Sean Hannity of sports.
Wait a minute. They had agreement on the show about something, and the agreement was about that?
They didn't agree on anything for like a decade. The one thing they agree on, no NBA players on this Villanova team.
Sam, I know you're excited. I know why you're excited. The Knicks are in the game. I think Stephen Hay just proclaimed you the best team in the NBA based on this trade for a zero-time All-Star. Yeah. I know that people are getting carried away with the Knicks stuff. I know that injuries derailed a season that when OG was there, Stugotz, they were playing during the regular season like a team. This is empirical. It's not up for debate. That had one of the best records in the league when he was there. So the Bridges acquisition, he's a very good player, even though he's a zero-time All-Star. He is a very good player. That does what for your enthusiasm? You're putting them with the team that you just saw overwhelm everybody in the sport last year.
I don't know. I don't enjoy your tone right now. You keep saying zero-time All-Star. There's lots of players who weren't All-Stars who won. Sam Cassell, I believe, won 2 championships before he was an All-Star. You know, if this Villanova team finds a way, this Knicks Villanova squad, if they find a way to win a ring somehow in the next few years, damn, it's going to be a beautiful 30 for 30. The power of friendship. He takes us to a special place because of his defense, and he's a great knockdown shooter. And I think we match up well with Boston if we can bring back OG. I do think we need size. So, you know, I do worry about Mitchell Robinson's health, but we get Hardenstein back, or I hope. We got size. We're tough. That's what I hope happens, but we'll see. It will be hard. As Woj said, who knows all, apparently, Dan. I'm sorry.
Bridges is 27 years old, Dan. 2 years ago, it was 26 a game. He stays healthy for the most part. Last year, it was 20 points a game. He's a great defender, one of the best one-on-one defenders in the NBA, so it does bring the Knicks closer. If they re-sign OG, they have 2 guys who could potentially guard Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
It's an all-in move, but again, what equates to essentially 6 first-round draft picks and making an all-in aggressive move for a dude that isn't a world-renowned superstar, all-star type of guy. I don't know. It's ballsy.
You can praise the move as aggressive. You can't dispute that this management team has fixed what ailed the Knicks, but OKC managed to get Caruso without giving up a pick, and they've got a ton of picks too. The Knicks have still 5 first-round picks. They still have 5 of them. They had a ton. What are you smiling about, Sam?
Yeah, OKC has a ton of picks. You know what they remind me of is that guy who saves his money their entire life and then just dies with like $40 million. And you're like, okay, I hope that was fun, never spending it. Like, what are you going to do with 27 first-round picks? OKC's got a hell of a team, but at some point you got to go all in. I give them credit. It's an impressive trade for Caruso. I would have loved Caruso in New York. He's another tough player, but at some point you got to go all in, and I don't know if they ever do. I think they're like pick hoarders.
I will give Sam credit, and I hate to do that here about the Knicks, but it is a really smart move if you feel like this is the one chance that you have to build on something special and move forward and take a core and maximize what you can get out of them. You add a guy who you not only know is a really good player, maybe overpaying for him, but also a guy who you know gets along with this locker room. These guys all wanted to play together. And look, is it maybe a super team of role players? Potentially. But if all these guys can play their role the right way, we've seen the way that the Knicks can maximize that.
Jeremy gives you credit. How do you feel, Sam?
I feel good.
Good. He only called me asshole one time.
It was one time. I feel bad about that. I think I was in the right to call you. So I think
you were. Yeah, you were.
But
sure.
I appreciate what you say, Jeremy. And I think a super team of role players isn't fair. I think Brunson has played himself into a top 10 player. You know, Randall is still an all-star. Like, people like to on him. And, you know, as you just said, Bridges 26 a game. I mean,
they're going to move him, Sam. They're going to move him.
You got to get rid of Randall.
They're going to move him.
He was only that good because he wasn't there.
But I'm judging as it stands right now.
Correct.
And Mikal Bridgers, he's a heck of a player. One of his best qualities is that he's always available. So you also look at his contract, which is they're going to have to pay him at some point. But right now, Brunson and Bridges together are making less than like Kawhi. less than Jimmy Butler, less than a lot of, Bradley Beal, obviously, but we all know that's a poison pill. But, this is a really good contract. Brunson's a really good contract. We're going to have to probably really pay OG, but that's okay. Randall right now is a good contract. We're a team full of good contracts, and that means something too.
Bridges hasn't missed a game since high school. OG is going to cost about $250 million, which hurts. That hurts. He's going to cost between $200 and $250 million. And, Sam, what I would tell you is the Knicks are all in, but the Knicks are making the first move, and this time is fascinating, Stugotz. This week with the NBA draft and with every other team in the league in an ecosystem that's super competitive, doing what the Knicks are doing, which is how do we beat the Celtics? Because now the Warriors are said to have Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul on the market. Clay might be available. The Warriors might get involved with Paul George. All of the teams that think that they're a piece away are looking at themselves the way the Knicks are looking at themselves.
I mean, Chris Paul's a great player, but you talk about having a harmonious locker room. He doesn't seem like the dude. I don't know. Like, if we're bringing in an old-ass point guard with a fat ass, I'm thinking Kyle Lowry and not Chris Paul. Villanova, bring it together. Charge machine. He's a flopper, but I still like him. And then also, who's the other one? Wiggins. Why Wiggins for us? I don't think that makes sense. I mean, I think his stock is incredibly low. He looked incredible.
No, my point is just that
he didn't say you were getting all of them, Sam.
My point is just that the Warriors are doing what the Knicks are doing. There are 10 teams in the league that think that they're a bridges away, that they have to counter what the Celtics just did.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Celtics, this is what happens when you're the champions. They have a hell of a team, and when you have that's what happens. I mean, I feel like last year people were building towards taking down the Nuggets, right? Now it's people building towards taking down the Celtics. The Celtics are a really tough team. Like, I mean, they didn't really even have Porzingis healthy, and they still look great with old man Horford, who's a beast.
Hey.
I got to give him credit. And I see why that line was so long to meet him at Raising Cane's. He's a Boston OG. He's a badass. I got to give Al Horford credit. I can't hate Drew Holiday. He's too likable. Like they're a tough. I like the culture of what they did, but I love what the Knicks are doing. And I'm hearing a lot of NBA pundits saying right now, as stands, the Knicks are the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East, and I think that's a fair assessment. The Bucks are getting older. The Sixers are never healthy. The Heat are still tough. I'll give you that. But I think we are, as stands, if we bring back OG, we're very dangerous.
You mentioned NBA pundits. Let's go ahead and play Stephen A. I don't know what Sam's going to do with this because he loves the Knicks, but he does not like Stephen A. And look at what Stephen A. now says because he's very enthusiastic about this move.
I don't give a damn what it is. Right now, I'm looking at the New York Knicks, and the only team I definitively see above them is the reigning, defending NBA champion Boston Celtics. Anybody else? You got some work to do because the New York Knicks, baby, the culture, the fire, you understand the tenacity, the defense, all of that stuff is here. It's here. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about right now. Great, great, great move by the New York Knicks. I absolutely love it. I don't like the first-round picks, but you do have 11 first-round picks over 7 years going into this move. So you still got an abundance of first-round picks at your disposal. I love what I'm seeing. I'm incredibly happy. There's more work to do, but we took a step up last night.
He speaks for you, Sam. He speaks for you.
It's very hard for me to see him happy, but if it's because of the Knicks, I guess I'm going to have to live with it, Dan.
Raising Cane's.
I'll give him one of these for this because I agree in this point. I think, the Knicks have gotten better. I mean, you have to look at that. We did have an abundance of picks, and it's for a move like this, and I think he just is going to fit so beautifully. I think that one of the things about Bridges is that he's a malleable player. You can kind of play him on the wing. He can knock down those threes. He can get his own shot, and he's a hell of a defender. So I think this just makes everybody a little better, and it hopefully gives Josh Hart some rest for once. It lets these guys get a few less minutes a game.
You mentioned earlier Raising Cane. We're all in agreement that that's a wonderful restaurant when you're drunk, correct? There is no dispute from anybody
Always,
in
it's
the
wonderful.
audience.
It's always good.
But especially
Well, I
when
don't know
you're
who our
drunk.
chicken sponsor is, so may or may not be.
When you're
wonderful.
drunk is not much of an endorsement. I mean, I'll eat street meat when I'm drunk. Come on, I'll eat it.
I know, but I will eat chicken fingers and French fries more than anything in terms of absorbing alcohol than Raising Cane. Like, what? Come on, there's nothing.
Not lately. You look good, man. You look svelte.
Okay, no one says.
See
that
how
around
happy I
here,
am
so
over the
look-
Bridges thing? I'm complimenting you.
He's even saying
crazy.
you look good.
It's
I mean,
unbelievable. I'm sorry. Thank you, Sam. Good talking to you. I appreciate it.
Orange and blue skies. The future is bright.
His new special is called You've Changed. It debuts July 9th on Prime Video. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me.